complete these two problems. Once you have the solution, please give the answers via chat. Okay, we will go over solution soon. Let's go over the solution of this particular problem. Okay, we have the distance from the first problem, that is here. We have the distance from the center to the chord same. If the distance from center to chord is same, then the lengths of the chord are also same. That's what we studied in the previous class. That was one of our theorems. Therefore, I can just say that ST will be equal to UV, because this distance from here to here, the distance to the chord is same. From center to the distance, perpendicular distance from center to both the chords are same. So therefore I can say this, and I can equate ST was 6x minus 5 equals 13 plus 4x. Let's get all the x terms together and constant together by subtracting 4x and 5 from both the sides. Subtracting 4x and adding 5 on both the sides. Subtracting 4x, I get here 2x. Adding 5 to 13, I get 18. Dividing by 2 on both sides, I get x equals 9. Same way, the converse of the theorem is used here. They have given the lengths of the chord are congruent. So the lengths of the chord in the same circle or congruent circle are congruent. They have given ML is congruent to JK in problem 2. So if ML is equal to JK, the distance from the center should be congruent to that particular chord. So therefore I can say that here I have not labeled the point of intersection, so I'll just directly say that the distance is denoted here 7x minus 10 should be equal to 3x plus 6. The distance from center to the chords that are congruent will be same. Supposing if I had another chord here whose length was 13, then the distance is different. But if I had one more chord with just distance here the length 12, then this distance also will be same as whatever is the distance for that. Okay, so let's solve for x here. Let's get all x terms together and constants together. So subtracting 3x on both sides, I get 4x. Adding 10 on both sides, I get 16 on the right. Dividing by 4, I get x equals 4. Okay. Let's move on to today's slides. Just give me a second. Okay. Today we'll be seeing inscribed angles. Okay. Inscribed angles in a circle. That's what we mean here. An inscribed angle is an angle whose vertex is on the circle and whose sides contain chords of a circle. Okay. Let's note down the definition of inscribed angle. I will just read inscribed angle, intercepted arc, then give you type together. So the inscribed angle is an angle whose vertex lies on the circle and whose sides are chords of the circle. That's your inscribed angle. Vertex should lie on this. So this is your inscribed angle. Vertex lies on the circle and these are the chords. Same way, this is also an inscribed angle. This is also an inscribed angle. This is also an inscribed angle. Let's see the next definition, intercepted arc. Intercepted arc is an arc that lies in the interior of an angle and has endpoints on the angle. Our textbook specifically says an inscribed angle, but that won't be true in other math courses. Any kind of angle can intercept an arc. Inscribed angles are just most common ones. Okay, so the actual definition of intercepted arc is over here. It's just the arc corresponding to this particular inscribed angle. Okay, to be in short, or you can say the intercepted arc is an arc that lies in the interior of the angle and has endpoints of the angle. Okay, not the exterior arc. This is the reflex arc, this is the interior arc for this particular angle. Okay, that's your intercepted arc. Note down these two. After 30 to 40 seconds, we will see couple of more definitions. Okay, I hope you have noted down those two. Let's see the next definition. It's a definition of inscribed polygon. Inscribed polygon is a polygon with all of its vertices lying on the circle. If all the vertices of any polygon lies on the circle, then that particular polygon is called as the inscribed polygon. So for example, here I have an inscribed triangle because all of the vertices of the triangle lies on the circle. Or it's also called as the if any polygon circumscribes the circle. Okay, and this is also an inscribed triangle, quadrilateral, because we have all the four vertices of the quadrilaterals lying on the circle in this particular figure. Note on this as well, then we will go on to the next slide. I'll give you another 30 seconds. As we saw the inscribed polygon, a circle which circumscribes or circle which has those vertices of the inscribed polygon is called as the circumscribed circle. This is our last definition of this slide. Okay, note down this as well. Circumscribed circle is a circle which has the vertices of the inscribed polygon. Okay, I hope these definitions are clear. We'll use these terms more often from now. Inscribed polygon, circumscribed circle, intercepted arc, and inscribed angle. Inscribed angle is the angle which lies on the circle and made by two chords. The intercepted arc is the arc caused by interception of the two chords of an inscribed angle. And the inscribed polygon is a polygon with all the vertices lying on the circle. Circumscribed circle is a circle containing the vertices of a inscribed polygon. I hope these definitions are clear. Keep those in mind. Let's move on to next slide. We'll see few theorems. We'll be using these to solve problems. Now that we know what is the inscribed angle, we will see the inscribed angle theorems. The measure of an inscribed angle is half the measure of its intercepted arc. What does that mean? Supposing I have two chords DA and DB with circle C, this is your inscribed angle, angle ADB. Angle ADB is the inscribed angle here. Okay, from the definition of inscribed angle. And arc AB is the corresponding intercepted arc for these two chords. Okay, arc AB is the corresponding intercepted arc. Then the measure of this particular angle ADB will be equal to half the measure of angle arc AB. What does that mean? If I had this particular, like assume that this is 40 degrees, then arc AB should be 40 times 2, that is 80 degrees. Okay, this will be twice this one, or you can say that angle D is arc, the inscribed angle is half of this. Supposing if they give you this as 100, you can say this is going to be 50. Either way. Okay, just note on this 30 seconds, then we will move on to next slide. Okay, let's see one example based on this particular theorem. Okay, find measure of arc BC when they have given inscribed angle as 37 degrees. We know that angle BAC, measure of angle BAC. We know that measure of angle BAC is going to be half of measure of arc BC from the theorem, and they are asking us to find arc BC, and I have been given this as 37 degrees. So substitute this. 37 degrees equals half of measure of arc BC, multiply by 2 on both the sides. This 2 will get crossed out, so I'll have measure of arc BC as 2 times 37, which is nothing but 74 degrees. I hope this is clear. Okay. Remember, the intercepted arc is twice the inscribed angle. Keep that in mind. So this is going to be twice the inscribed angle. Let's see the next slide. Okay, I'll give you all chance to work on this one. I want you all to find the measure of angle A and arc AB in these two problems. Okay, use your chat once you have the answer. Shouldn't take you much time. 40 seconds or maximum 1 minute should be enough. Okay, just try these two. I'll label them so that you can work accordingly. Problem 1 and 2. Try problem 1 and 2, and once you have the answers, you can just leave it on chat, and then we will solve this. Okay, let's go over solution of each of these. I'll give you a chance to work on the other two. Okay. This is 132 degrees. The measure of the central angle will be equal to the measure of arc BC. So this arc will be 132 degrees that we studied in our previous class. Whatever is the measure at the central angle is the measure of the interior of the arc. Okay, that is BC. And from the previous theorem that we saw, the intercept is going to be half of this angle. Okay, BC, measure of arc BC, divided by 2 should be equal to measure of angle A from our previous theorem. So divide this by 2, 132 divided by 2 will give us the measure of angle A. 132 divided by 2 will give us 66. So 66 degrees equals measure of angle A. Okay. Don't get confused between. So this angle corresponds to the central angle, not the angle over here. Here it's 66. Okay, but whatever is there in the center will be the angle for the intercepted arc. Okay, let's see this one. Okay, if this is 27 degrees, okay, if this is 27 degrees, you know that the arc BC is going to be twice of this, because you know measure of arc BC divided by 2 will be equal to measure of angle A from the previous theorem. Substitute what you have. You have angle A as 27 degrees and you need arc BC, and if you multiply by 2 on both the sides, you will have measure of arc BC as 2 times 27, which is 54. Multiplied by 2 on both sides, I get 54 degrees. Measure of arc BC is 54 degrees, which means the central angle over here is also 54 degrees, right? This is 54, the central angle here is also 54, that's from the definition. And sum of these two, the angles which this is going to be 180 minus 54, because sum of angles in a straight line is 180. So 180 minus 54, if I do, I'll get 126 degrees. And that's the measure of the arc AB, because that's the central angle corresponding to AO and OB. So AB is going to be 126 degrees. Okay. I'll give you time to assimilate. Just note down assimilate. I'll give you 30 seconds. Then we will see a couple of problems where you will solve these type of ones. Okay. Let's try a couple of more problems. Okay. I want you to try this time. Okay. Think properly and try these two problems. I'll label them problem 3 and 4 for you. Okay. I'll call this as problem number 3. and I'll call this as problem number 4. Use all the things that we have learned till now and try to find the measure of arc AC they are asking this time, and they are asking us to find measure of angle A. Okay. Okay, let's go over the solution for each of them. Here, arc AB, we know from the previous theorem, arc AB, measure of arc AB is divided by 2 will be equal to measure of angle C. Okay, so we substitute. We have this as 48 degrees and measure of arc AB AB equals twice of 48. Okay, 2 times 48 is nothing but 96. So just let's write that measure of arc AB is 96 degrees. Okay, now I know that arc CB, I'm skipping measure here, measure of arc CB plus measure of arc AB plus measure of arc CA equals 360 degrees. I know that, right? We are interested in CA or AC. CA and AC are both same. I'm interested in this particular arc. This particular arc will be equal to this particular arc because these two are congruent chords in the same circle. So they both will have the same arc measure. So if I call this as x degrees, and this also will become x degrees, and this one I know is 96 degrees. Okay, I can just substitute and solve for x. So let's substitute here. I had CB arc as x degrees and AB arc which is 96 degrees and CA arc which is x degrees equals 360. Okay, simplify to find the value of x here. I'll have 2x plus 96 equals 360 degrees. Subtract 96 from both sides. 360 minus 96 gives us 264. So I'll have 2x equals 264, and dividing by 2 on both sides, I'll get the value of x which is 132 degrees. If x is 132, then AC or CA will also be equal to 132. Measure of AC equals 132 degrees. I hope this is clear. Let's try the next one. Okay, they have given this as 94 degrees and they are interested in finding the measure of angle A. To find measure of angle A corresponding to this, I need BC. Do I have this? No, I don't know this. So let me put question mark. To find this, I need the central angle. Do I have this? As of now, I don't have this. But I know this one, and sum of these two should be 180. So let's go in reverse order. Sum of these two should be 180. So this particular first thing I can find, this question mark I can find as 180 minus 94. Okay. I wanted this. If I have this, I can find this. But I don't have arc BC. So to find the measure of arc BC, let's see that central angle. I don't have this as well. To find that, I'm doing sum of linear pair is 180. So 180 minus 94 will give us this particular angle BOC, which is nothing but, if I do 180 minus 94, it gives us 86 degrees. So if I have this as 86 degrees, okay, if this is 86 degrees, I know from definition of arc, the measure of the arc will be the measure of the central angle made by that arc. The central angle made is 86 degrees, so this measure of arc BC is also 86 degrees. And the inscribed angle corresponding to this arc is half of this. Inscribed angle is half of this particular BC. We studied that. So we have measure of angle A equals half of arc BC here, or measure of arc BC if you want to write it simply. So half of 86 will be 43 degrees. So this is nothing but 43 degrees will be the answer. Okay, I hope this is clear. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay, we'll see some more theorems. We saw one theorem, that was the inscribed angle is half the measure of the corresponding arc. There are a couple of more theorems. Let's see the first one here. Two inscribed angles of a circle intercept the same arc, then the angles are the congruent. Okay. Observe here. This is our intercepted arc. Arc AB is the intercepted arc for AD and DB, and it's also, let me draw this so that you can observe. AB is the intercepted arc of angle D, right? Same way, AB is also the intercepted arc of angle C. AB is the intercepted arc of angle C as well. So it's here, it is the intercepted arc. The same arc is the intercepted arc for angle D and angle C. If that happens, then we have these two angles congruent. That's what this theorem says. If the same angles intercept if the two different angles intercept the same arc, then those two different angles will measure equal, or they are congruent. That's what this particular theorem says. Please note down. We will see a few problems based on them in another 30 to 40 seconds. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Okay. They are asking us to solve the problems. Okay, I'll do the first one, then I'll give you a chance to work on the second. Okay. So first of all, they are asking us to find the measure of angle B. Here, when they say angle B, it doesn't mean they should have used the 3 letter, but they are interested in this particular angle. Okay. Let's change color. Okay. To find this, let's see if I have the corresponding central angle. No. Do I have the corresponding arc measure? I need to find angle B. So angle B corresponds to this particular arc AD. Do I have the measure of this? I don't have the measure of this. So this is my first question mark. Then do I have the central angle? Once again, I do not have the central angle. So this is also a question mark. But I know this particular angle is 160. So I can use this to find this particular angle first. Okay, this 32 is given extra, but you can use that 32 itself to get the 32 corresponds to arc BC. Do we have arc BC at AD are congruent? No. Okay. We can use this first question mark using 180 minus 116. I can get this. And once I get that, I can get arc AD and angle B. So first question mark, this is 180 minus 160, which is nothing but 64 degrees. Okay, central angle will be same as the measure of the arc corresponding to this central angle. This is 64 degrees. That arc AD will also be 64. So we can conclude arc AD is 64 degrees. If this is 64 degrees, measure of angle B here will be half of this particular arc. which is nothing but 32 degrees. So this particular angle B equals half of AD, and we already had AD as 64, so this is going to be half of 64, that gives us 32 degrees. So measure of angle B equals 32 degrees. Okay, all of you try the next one. We will see solution for that in another 30 to 40 seconds. I think I'll help you with this as well. Just observe here, guys. This is 34 degrees. So this particular arc we can find. BA can be found. Let me use different color here. As this is 34 degrees, the corresponding intercepted arc is AB. The AB is going to be twice of 34. Okay, this AB is going to be twice of 34 degrees from the previous theorem that we studied. The measure of the arc will be twice the inscribed angle. So twice of 34 is nothing but 68 degrees. Okay, so this is 68 degrees. And we know this as 128 degrees. This is already given to us as 128 degrees. Do we have CD? If we have CD, then the sum of all the arcs should be 360, then we can solve. Do we have CD? As of now, no. But this is 124 degrees, I can find CD. If this is 124, so CD is not the central angle, so I can't find CD as well. Okay, it should be okay guys, this was little tougher and trickier problem. I need your attention here. So we need the value of CD to find BC. We already know this is 124 and this is 34 degrees. So this also will be equal to 124 because vertical angles are equal. So let me put this as 124. And sum of angles in triangle is 180. So I can find this angle B. I need to find first angle B, only then I can find CD because there is no other way to find this particular arc CD. So once I have this as 124 and this as 34, sum of angles in triangle is 180. So 180 minus 34 minus 124 gives us the measure of angle B as 22 degrees. This is got by subtracting 124 and 34 from 180 because sum of angles in triangle is 180. Once we have this, we know that arc CD is going to be the twice of angle B from the previous theorem. Angle B is 22, so CD is going to be 2 times of 22, which is 44 degrees. So this is 44 degrees. And we were interested in arc BC. Arc BC is going to be 360 minus rest of the arc because sum of all the arcs in a circle will be 360. So arc BC is 360 degrees minus all the arcs, which is 44. 360 minus 44 minus 128 minus 68. If I put that in calculator, I will have 360 minus 44 minus 128 minus 68 gives us 120, which Yuki had got. Wonderful job, Yuki. So you will have measure of arc BC to be equal to 120 degrees. Okay. Let's move on to the next slide. Some more theorem for the inscribed polygon. If a right triangle is inscribed in a circle, then the hypotenuse is the diameter of a circle. Whenever you have a right triangle inscribed in a circle, the hypotenuse will be the diameter of the circle. Keep that in mind. Okay. And if one side of the inscribed angle is the diameter of the circle, and you other way is also true. So the converse of that is also true. If I have a triangle and one of the side is the diameter, then this particular angle will be 90 degrees. Angle B will be 90 degrees. If one side of inscribed triangle is diameter of the circle, then the triangle is right triangle and the angle opposite to the diameter is the right angle. Okay. Note down these two. We will see problems based on them in another 30 to 40 seconds. Okay, let's see the next theorem as well. Please note down this as well. A quadrilateral can be inscribed in a circle if and only if its opposite angles are supplementary. What does that mean? If I have a quadrilateral, inscribed quadrilateral, then all of its four vertices should lie on the circle. That can happen only if angle F and angle D add to 180 degrees, and same way angle E plus angle G add to 180 degrees. That has to be true. Okay. Please note down this as well. We will see problems based on them as well in the next few slides. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Okay. Find the indicated measure in a circle given measure of arc CD as 85 degrees. They have given arc CD of 85 degrees and BE of 97 degrees. Let me mark them. So they have given this as 85, arc CD as 85 degrees and arc BE, BE, arc BE as 97 degrees. Okay. I want you all to try this for a while and then I'll help you. Okay. Just try for a while. I'll label them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Just try these 6. We will go over the solution in a while. Okay. If you have the answers, you may leave in chat. Okay, let's go over the solution. The first one was angle ABC. That's quite simple because this is a diameter, right? AC is a diameter, so we know that the opposite to diameter should be 90 degrees. So this should be 90 degrees. That's from our previous theorem. I can straight away say this is 90 degrees. Let's see the others. Okay. They are asking to find BDE. Okay. They are asking to find angle BDE, this particular angle. Corresponding to that, I have BE. I already have the value of BE because these are the intercepted arc. Arc BE is the intercepted arc for BDE. BDE equals half of arc BE, which is already given to you, which is half of 97 degrees, right? So 97 divided by 2 gives us 48.5. So 48.5 degrees. Okay, then next. Observe here, let me erase whatever we did for this problem so that we can concentrate on the next. Okay, whatever angles we had, we will just note them as well. So we got this as 48.5. So this side 48.5. Then next, I know that AC is a semicircle. AC, this whole is a semicircle because this is diameter. If CD plus AD should be 180, that's what it means. CD plus AD should be 180. So I can find AD very easily because this is 85 degrees. So 180 minus 85 will give us this particular arc AD. Arc AD is nothing but 180 minus 85. I'll just write arc AD, otherwise you may get confused. Arc AD is 180 minus 85 because this is semicircle. So 180 minus 85. If I do that, I'll have 95 degrees. So arc AD is 95 degrees. Don't worry about the order. So first I'm completing 85 degrees. and corresponding to this I have this particular angle ABD. Corresponding to AD, this is the inscribed angle, right? This is the intercept and this is the inscribed angle. This is going to be half of arc AD, which is nothing but half of 95, which we already found. That gives us 47.5 degrees. Okay, next what are they asking us? Measure of angle CED. Where is CED? CED is the inscribed angle corresponding to arc CD. So this is going to be half of 85, right? This is going to be half of measure of arc CD. CED is half of measure of arc CD, that is half of 85. If I do that, half of 85, 85 divided by 2 gives us 42.5. Same way the next one is also same thing. CBD, you can see that CBD. CBD corresponds to 85 degrees itself. The intercepted arc for angle CBD is arc CD, so which is half of arc CD. Which is simplification half of 85, which gives us 42.5. I am not doing that once more. So half of 85 gives us 42.5. Let's see the next few of them. Angle BCE and ABC. So they are asking next to BCE. They want this BCE. Do we have this BE? Arc BE. Okay, so but we had this, let me list out whatever we have. Let me first write down so that it becomes easy. CED, I have this one. I have CB, where is it? CBD, this one. Then I have angle AB. I have this one. ABD, then I have BDE. BDE. Okay. So first they want BCE. For finding BCE, I should know the measure of arc BE, which I already have, right? So it's 97. They have already given 97 divided by 2 will give us, this corresponds to half of 97. So half of arc BE. They gave us arc BE, which is 97, and if you do that, you will get the required answer as 97 divided by 2 is nothing but 48.5. Okay. And the last one, arc ABC. Let's see, ABC is simple, it's a semicircle, right? Because corresponds to this one, so it's 180 degrees. Okay, there's some more problems in the next slide, but I think I should give you some time to work and practice these kind of problems on your own, and we can see this particular slide in the next class. I want you all to go ahead, log in to Hub. I haven't posted this on Hub yet, so just get started with this particular homework and skip through section 10.4. We will continue from here in the next class period. So work asynchronously on these problems. If you have any questions, doubts, and need any clarification, use chat or you can unmute and speak. Okay, you have rest of the class time to work asynchronously.